Let's go. Rangers win, baby. 1-0 over the Philadelphia Flyers. Wow. The score does not say it, but what a dominant performance from the New York Rangers from every single aspect. And my God, was that just also nerve-wracking because of the fact that they're not even getting goalied. They were hitting the post nonstop, and you thought, yeah, the Flyers are going to get a lucky break and win this game, aren't they? We know how this one goes. The story it's writing itself here. But the Rangers end up getting it done and winning this one in overtime. What a big win this is, as the Rangers now have won 3 straight games, and they have looked better and better as each game has gone on. And this is probably my favorite win of the season. This tops opening night against Tampa Bay, because tonight they played so responsible defensively. They dominated on offense way more than they did in that Tampa game. It's just, again, they ended up getting some unlucky breaks here and there with the post or whatever it may be. But this game should have been over in regulation. It should have been a absolute slaughter here. But we're going to talk about the game more and more in depth here. Before we jump into it, be sure to leave a like on the video if you do enjoy. Subscribe if you guys are new, especially Ranger fans. We cover them all season long here on the channel. And turn on your notifications too, so you know when I upload a video. But let's talk about this, because this was a wild one. The first period, not so wild, though, as it starts off slow this game. Ryan Lindgren really making the only good save of the game thus far, because he was the only one that had to. There was a wraparound opportunity. I don't remember who it was by, but he ends up denying that. Ryan Lindgren, which we'll talk about him more and more as the game goes on. But wow. Oh, wow from him. But Kreider then takes a hooking penalty, so he goes off there. People on Twitter were questioning if that was a hold. Or I don't think so. Or no, people thought he got hooked, but they called a holding. That's what it was. But to me, I don't know. I think Kreider deserved the penalty. I'm not going to get too upset about that. I think that's a dumb penalty, but it is what it is. Rangers got a chance, though, shorthanded from Barclay Goodrow. Couldn't go through. Rangers killed the penalty, and they made some nice plays, though. Kakko on the penalty kill a bit, making some nice plays. Igor with some quality saves, a little kick save on a few. But Igor is definitely the story of this game as well. But first good chance came a little bit later in the period, as Lafreniere with just a beautiful pass to Vinny Trocheck. Trocheck tips it, but it hits off the post, which again becomes a theme of the night here, unfortunately. Rangers then get a great shift late in the period, but Schneider then turned the puck over, and that was pretty much it. Lindgren made a nice defensive play in the neutral zone to end things off, but the period was over there. Looked very strong, 9-7 in favor of the Rangers for shots. Didn't really feel like it was a back and forth period like the shots say. I thought the Rangers kind of controlled most of it, especially towards the end. But yeah, if you want to talk about dominance, let's get to the second period, because oh my God, was this dominance by the New York Rangers. Miller and Kakko with 2 great chances early on in the period. I think Kakko ended up getting that play behind the net there. They tried to set up. Rangers, though, dominated the first 5 minutes. Trouba almost got a wraparound. Kakko almost got another chance in front, and they just kept the pressure going. Then there was a little bit of a deep hair switch, which was interesting. The Rangers didn't stick with this, but there were times where we saw Miller and Schneider together. We saw Trouba and Jones. I personally like it that way more if they want to keep that route and keep going that route. I don't know. That's what I would prefer personally. But Allison then goes off for tripping as the Rangers kept the pressure in front of the net, drew that penalty there. And the power play, unfortunately, didn't do too much. Mika had a chance on the one-timer. Kreider almost got a tip-in chance. That was pretty much it. The Rangers did everything but score there on that power play. And the Rangers started dominating again. Lindgren got a chance, stopped in front. Kakko then, how about him? Beautiful between the legs pass over the Mika, who just misses one. I think that hit the post or the crossbar, but just a beautiful, and the line after line, they're dominating, getting in on the forecheck, supporting each other, and getting some quality shifts here. And it looked like they were bound to score. That's what it looked like. Then Panarin took a penalty. He took a roughing penalty, knocked Braun's helmet off, which I thought Braun maybe should have got a penalty as well for not having his helmet on, since that's a penalty, but sure. Kreider then ended up hitting the post on a shorthanded breakaway opportunity, because it was just that type of night. Miller then got a chance shorthanded, didn't go through, but the Rangers do kill the penalty, and the Rangers kept pressuring after that nonstop. And that was pretty much it for the period. He had a little bit of a scrum at the end. How about Julian Gauthier holding somebody in a chokehold? He ends up getting a penalty. Lindgren does too. Lindgren got a double minor somehow for roughing there. And then there was 2 penalties on the Philly side. But Rangers had to kill a penalty because they got the 2 extra minutes to start the period, and they killed that successfully. Lafreniere with a chance in the slot, denied. That was a theme of the night too. Braun then goes off for tripping, and the power play looked absolutely sloppy. There were times tonight where the power play, let's be honest, was awful, and it was more times than not. 2 of the 3, I feel like, were really bad there. So, yeah, I can't even say anything good that happened there. Lafreniere then, wide open net, hits the post, had Reinstrom disease there, and I feel like I have to mention it once a video now because the spirit of Reinstrom has not left this team. You may have got rid of him, but yeah, you didn't get rid of the idea there. But the Rangers kept putting pressure on, and they just couldn't find the back of the net as there was 8 minutes left in the period. Tony, though, took a delay of game penalty. He goes off for that. He was also smashing his stick in the box, throwing a tantrum. Like, what are you doing, Tony? Just an idiot. Just an idiot. Sloppy power play, though. Again, unfortunately, the Rangers couldn't convert. Couldn't even set up on this power play. And by the way, second unit. Ugh, I want to vomit with how bad they are. They need to figure something out there. But that is besides the point. Because we saw last year in the playoffs when Vetrano was on that second unit. I mean, the difference it made was unreal. Igor then with a huge windmill save, though, on Kevin Hayes. Robbed him not once, but twice as he robbed him again as he tried to tuck one in the net, and Igor went 4 out of the crease. I thought for sure this is the one where it was going to go in. The Rangers were going to lose this game. But thankfully it was kept out, and Philly kind of put the pressure on towards the end of this period, unfortunately. But the Rangers couldn't bury one. Philly couldn't bury one. We go to overtime, 8-7 in favor of the Flyers for shots. I don't know if I mentioned the second period shots, but they're 14-4 for the Rangers, by the way. OT, they outshot them 6-0 there as Igor made a sliding stop, which I thought would have counted as a shot on goal, but sure. But nothing really happened. I didn't think any of the shots were quality until the Rangers got a breakaway opportunity, and Chris Kreider with a beautiful move on Carter Hart buries that one. He didn't hit the post there. Breakaway, overtime, winning goal. Rangers win this one 1-0. Shots 36-19 in favor of the Rangers. Just again, pure dominance there. Face-off wise, 58-42 in favor of Philly. Yeah, it was definitely noticeable. The Rangers not winning a lot of face-offs tonight. Unfortunately, the Rangers went 0 for 3 on the power play, which again sucked. And hits 27-14 in favor of the Rangers. Block shots 15-14 in favor of the Flyers. Giveaways 12 for the Flyers, 16 for the Rangers, which I didn't really notice a lot of turnovers at certain points, so a little shocking there. But let's talk about how each line played, because this is exciting, isn't it? First line, Kreider, Zibanejad, Kakko. Kakko was easily the best forward of the night. No question. 4 shots on goal. It is unfair that he did not get a single point tonight. Making defensive plays. I mean, he was all over the ice. And the way he was skating, like, I just look at the way that he's skating right now with the puck in overtime. Walking out of the blue line while keeping the puck on side. Walking around the net. I mean, he was just dominant. He was dominant. There's no other way to put it. Kreider, too. 7 shots on goal for the guy tonight. Got the game-winning goal. And again, when Kreider is actually performing well, you see the difference in that top line. It's night and day. And Kreider, nothing short of great tonight. Nothing short of great. Easily his best game of the season thus far, that is for sure. Zibanejad with a great night too, picking up a point, 4 shots on goal. Maybe would have liked for him to shoot the puck a bit more. 47% of the faceoff dot. There were some crucial faceoffs that he lost as well, but I'm not going to nitpick here. I thought he had a great night for the most part. Not going to go too crazy, so won't complain there. 24 minutes too. Very, very heavy shift of the night there for Zibanejad, although it did go to overtime, so I guess that kind of contributed. But I mean, he did have a lot of shorthanded time too, so there is that. Second line, Panarin, Trocheck, and Lafreniere. Lafreniere, better game from him tonight. 3 shots on goal, unfortunately, again hitting the post on one. But he was denied on a couple great chances, and it sucks that some of the plays that he set up, nobody was able to finish for him. And yeah, it's unfortunate, but that's just the way it goes. Lafreniere, though, had a great night, and it's another one. Him and Kako so deserve the points right now, and they'll come, but they really deserve it with the way they're playing. And it sucks because people are going to look at the point totals and be like, oh, these guys are bust. When no, if you actually watch these guys play hockey, you would know, though, they are looking like stars out there. And I don't think that's an exaggeration to say they look like stars out there. They do. Trocheck, another great night from him. 53% in the faceoff dot. Throwing some hits, too. I thought he had one noticeable hit in the third period, which was nice to see. Getting shots, getting that deflection there that hit the post. He looked great tonight. I'm loving Vinny Trocheck. He's easily right now my favorite player on the team. I mean, he just does everything. He does every single thing that you need. He kills penalties, looks good on the power play, looks good at even strength, makes the defensive plays. I mean, he just is all over the place. And then Panarin, another great night from him. 3 shots on goal. Love what I saw from Panarin. I mean, overall, this team can't say enough good things, because the third line, too, another great night from the third line. VC, Goudreau, and Gauthier. Great night from them. And Barker Goudreau only 22% of the faceoff dot. Kind of sucks, but he had a great night. He made a couple of nice defensive plays that you noticed, especially shorthanded. He made some plays, and I also noticed Gallant deployed him out there in the final minute or two of the game just to make sure you go to overtime at that point and just make sure you grab a point on the night. So I like that a lot from a coaching philosophy, and I liked what Barker Goudreau brought to the table tonight. Jimmy Vesey, I thought he had a pretty decent game, nothing too crazy. Yeah, I mean, he made a couple nice little plays too here and there, so not going to say too much. And then for Gauthier, great night for him, getting in the kitchen of the Flyers all night. Oh, he's just great. Ever since he got called out from Hartford, wow, what a different player we've seen. I mean, seriously, he didn't get a shot on goal tonight, but he was still noticeable tonight. I mean, we're seeing a different player here. Fourth line, kind of not good, if I'm being quite honest. The fourth line has been definitely questionable. Carpenter, 40% in the faceoff dot. He didn't have a great night, in my opinion. The fourth line they played less than 10 minutes, all of them. But it's also kind of scary that you can't rely on them, because we know last year when you had guys like Rooney, when you had guys like Mott in the lineup, and you had all these quality fourth line pieces, you could actually throw them out there for more than 10 minutes, and you could actually, split up the ice time here, make things easier on your top six, get some depth scoring here and there. But this fourth line has not really done anything offensively, and that I don't think they did much defensively either. I think most of the chances that Philly got were when that line was on the ice. So it's going to be interesting to see if, when Kravtsov and Hedl are healthy, if they can actually get together a decent fourth line here to actually get things going a bit. I'd imagine you want to go, when it's healthy, Hedl, Gauthier, and Kravtsov as your third line. And then Goudreau goes down the fourth line with Blais. I don't know. With VC too, I'm spitballing ideas. I might have thrown that out there last video too, but I'm not sure. But for the defense, Fox, great night for him. He looked absolutely unreal. 4 shots on goal. And he was also just noticeable defensively, breaking ankles too. I mean, how about him with some fakes here and there in the defensive zone? I don't know who it was that he sent flying, but he sent that guy flying a couple times. It might have been Allison, but my God, was he noticeable tonight. And Ryan Lindgren was probably the best defenseman of the night. Not probably. He was the best defenseman of the night, and he was noticeable. And this was his best game of the season thus far. Just great game from him. 3 block shots. You remember them as well. And he was throwing hits too. He was great in those plays that he was breaking up in the neutral zone, breaking up some passes. Great night from him. For Miller, great game from him. Love what I saw. Again, another one who was all over the place, noticeable, breaking through defenders, making defensive plays as well, using his body a bit. Trouba, on the other hand, not so great with his 4 turnovers on the night, and he nearly costed the team this game, and Igor absolutely bailed Trouba out of some of those brutal turnovers. Trouba was easily the worst defenseman of the night, not even a question, and he also got cooked a couple times, but there were times, I'll give him credit, where he was closing the gap, making some nice plays, but for the most part, it was brutal from Trouba tonight, if we're being honest here about that. He was easily the worst defenseman of the night. Jones, solid night from him. I didn't like the turnover that he made. Same with Schneider. Schneider had a great night. Didn't like the turnover he made, but outside of that, it was one mistake from each of them. I thought they overall played a great game, especially Schneider. He made a couple nice defensive plays that obviously don't show up on the stat sheet, but are worth noting. That is for sure. But liked what I saw from the bottom pair. And then Igor with a perfect shutout, his first shutout of the season. And he made some great saves despite not getting tested too much. Igor was easily the best player of the game, even though everything went black when he made that pass to where there was 3 guys, and then he made another pass to where there was a guy right on, I think it was Miller on the ice at the time. Everything went black there, but thankfully didn't lead to a goal. Well, let's get to Twitter and see what you guys have to say about this game, because I'm to the moon. This was a great game. Black Dog RVA says, where is Trouba taking Igor for dinner tonight? Igor bailed him out big time twice in the third. I called it on the other post. Look it up. That Kreider will get revenge on the goalpost and win us the game. LFGR. Yeah, completely agree. I mean, we're on the same page there, right? Where, yeah, Trouba owes Igor a nice dinner for that one. You're making $8 million. Give some of that to Igor for a nice dinner. Because he bailed you out big time. He bailed this team out big time from your stupidity at times. And I don't want to take away too much from the win because I'm so happy about it, but man, he was not good tonight. He was not good. And yeah, Kreider made up for that opportunity there. Kazoo then says, the way the game was going, I thought it was going to be one of those games where the Rangers dominate but lose 1-0. Yeah, completely agree. I thought that that's the way it was going to go. The writing seemed to be itself, like I mentioned in the beginning of the video. But no quit in New York, right? No quit in New York. The flag behind me says it, even though you can't see it. But they kept going, and I'm just happy that they got the win. I'm happy that they got the 2 points, and I'm happy that they are starting to gain some momentum here. Let's hope they can bring it into Thursday, where you play the Boston Bruins, who, by the way, are the best team right now in the NHL. So huge test for the boys on Thursday. If they could win this game, especially in convincing fashion, oh boy, we're going to be talking about that one for a while. We're going to be to the moon about that one. So going to be interesting. A 7:30 game on ESPN. Don't know if I'll be in the building like I was for this one tonight, but we'll see. Thank you guys so much, though, for watching this video. Really do appreciate all the support as of lately. Remember to leave a like if you did enjoy the video, and subscribe if you guys are new, especially if you're Ranger fans. Turn on your notifications, too, so you know when I upload a video next. And I will see you in the next one. Let's go, Rangers.